My home is really important to me.
I didn't want to walk away from our house and walk away with nothing.
You can't put a price on staying in your home.
Having our home was having our security. We needed to be able to do everything we could to keep our home.
When you own a house, you set down roots.
I educate my kids at home at our table.
I wasn't going to put anything into something that I wasn't able to keep.
DLG, they know exactly how to handle all situations.
If you can keep somebody in their home, you also keep them together.
DLG was worth every penny, absolutely.
It was a chance for me to kind of start over and start fresh.
DLG gave me my life back.
Welcome to DLG's Home Assistance Program. I'm John Burdell, and as you've just heard, DLG Legal Services focuses on helping people and families stay in their homes. We know this is one of the most stressful times in your life, and there are a lot of companies saying they can do what we can do. But they build false expectations and then just take people's money and leave them out in the cold. That's not what we're all about, and that's not how we do business.
I felt like we could do better than law firms were currently doing, and I really thought we could do better than non-attorney companies that attempted to assist people to save their houses.
DLG has offices all over the country, staffed with real lawyers and real paralegals that are knowledgeable in understanding your state's laws, lender procedures, and most importantly, each institution's unique requirements. I'm going to be very honest with you. We can't guarantee you a loan modification. No company can, and you should be very suspicious of anyone making that promise. What we can guarantee is that we'll put our staff, our resources, our experience, and our name fully behind the charge to save your home and save you thousands of dollars and provide something you can't put a price tag on: peace of mind.
Work got slow, not enough income coming in, and so it just became too much for me.
I was going through a divorce, and I just couldn't keep up paying it by myself, being a single mom. I was just really heartbroken and sad for my kids. Uprooting the only thing that they had that was stable.
We had every intention of selling our house. We lost all of our equity that we had in the house. Our payment almost doubled, and there's no way that we could afford it because we're both retired.
Financial crisis is as crisis every much as critical and as traumatic as a physical crisis. We understand that it's more than just a bunch of laws or regulations in a book. It's somebody's life.
I just felt extremely frustrated. We just didn't know where to turn.
At first, I thought the bank was supposed to help me out. I just got fed up with what was going on with the bank or the lack of help that I was getting. When I finally got to the point where I thought there was no more hope, DLG, I decided to give them a call, and I didn't know what to expect, but I figured a phone call, I had to do it.
I thought they were auctioning my home, and DLG, within a day, had turned everything around.
After my first conversation with DLG, they contacted me again and let me know that they were going to be dealing with the bank, that I didn't have to call them anymore. The bank couldn't call me and kind of harass me like they had been doing. I felt like somebody was finally on my side.
It's not in a lender's best interest to keep you in your home, and it's virtually impossible for one person to take on a big institution. They wear you down, and they're hoping apathy eventually gets the better of you and you go away. The processes are convoluted, the requirements daunting, and the time it takes? An eternity. That's just the way they like it. Time is on their side, not yours. DLG knows their game and the rules of how it's played. We serve as your advocates, and having us on your side goes beyond leveling the playing field. It gives you the advantage.
When I first started having trouble making payments, the bank contacted me, and it just became too much for me. It was like over my head. I didn't understand what they were saying. I just felt like I was being taken advantage of, basically. I didn't know what was going on.
I was extremely disappointed with the lender treating us like we were case number 999. And then we decided we needed to do something. We wanted to save our home. We just felt that we couldn't give up.
The first time I spoke with DLG, I felt a little bit better from the way they explained how they did things. They kind of broke down a little bit of the process that they were going to go through. They put it in terms that I could understand.
I had a lot of friends do loan modifications and not successfully. And I knew DLG would probably be my best bet.
I kind of felt like we weren't alone. We had a team working with us. We had someone that really cared, and they were going to fight for us.
It's a matter of building a relationship with the client and helping them to understand that we are here, and you'll know that from the first day that we start work.
It's that first step that's always the hardest to take. And in the fight to save your home, it's also the most important. Each lender has unique requirements for their home retention packets, and those packets must be completed perfectly and promptly. It's 80% of the battle. If you can meet their deadlines and provide your lender the requested document package complete, correct, and on time, you've left them no excuses and given them no reason to mark your package incomplete and turn your file down. And you will submit a perfect package because DLG will make sure it's done right the first time. We'll work with you to prepare the package according to your lender's requirements and explain what all the forms mean. We'll review that package before it goes to the lender, ensuring that there's no missing, inaccurate, or incomplete information, and we'll review it for perception. We're going to keep following up with you to see how the process is coming, and we'll be there to answer any questions you have about any item on the forms. In fact, we want you to call us with questions. You've signed with us, you're part of our family now, and we intend to keep our family in their home.
The average person is not able to do a modification easily at all. It's an extremely time-consuming process. The paperwork is more intimidating when you first see it. We can get them through it pretty quickly.
My head was spinning with all the different things I needed to sign, and the information in it was confusing, and DLG was really clear and helpful and made it super easy for me to understand.
We didn't want to have paperwork returned to us because there was missing spaces that we didn't fill in.
These documents are extremely important, and we need to get them in a timely manner. The sooner the better.
Trying to do the modification with the banks on my own, I don't think there's a possibility at all that somebody could do it. The runaround is just too much to handle for somebody. That's why I had to reach out and get help from DLG.
DLG, I felt like I got to know them personally. It was more of a relationship. They really were helping me and cared about my situation.
DLG was very helpful in helping us fill out the forms. We had a phone number that we were able to call, anytime we needed help.
It was actually kind of a relief to have the papers all filled out and done. I just kind of had to follow what they said, and everything worked out perfect.
During the time when I was doing the paperwork, I was stressed out. After I got all the paperwork in and the stress sort of eased up on me, I was able to get a decent night's sleep now and then.
It's a scary process, but we really care. We care about the clients. We're doing everything we can to help them. We want them to get the modification. We want to help them.
Once the home retention packet is complete, the ball is squarely in our court. And we make it very clear to your lender that we're not going away, and we won't put up with any shenanigans on their end, like incorrectly assessing income, delaying tactics, or trying to hide behind loopholes in the law. We're not afraid to flex our muscles when needed. Our specialists have worked thousands of cases with lenders all over the country. Millions of homeowners have lost their homes because they didn't understand how this phase of the process works and the pitfalls that can be encountered. And you'll hear from us regularly with status updates. You'll know exactly where things stand. We'll demystify the process for you and explain things like how the net present value of your home was calculated in the letter you'll receive from your lender during this process. This proactive, determined, and consistent communication with you and your lender shows everyone that we're serious about having things resolved as soon as possible. Now, during this phase, when your case is under review, patience is the most important thing. This process can take a month or a year. But if we think things are moving too slow, your specialist will be right there to find out why. We'll make sure your home retention packet gets from the lender's advocate to the negotiator and then to the underwriter.
We've set up a very specific program to make sure that we can gather the information from our clients as quickly as possible. And we work with the clients on a daily basis at the beginning especially to make sure that we can get them in the process as quickly as possible so they can get their modification as quickly as possible.
DLG, they called once a week just to keep in contact with us, which I think was quite reassuring to know that they were still there fighting for us.
Definitely having one person to deal with instead of 20, it just felt more personal. There was somebody standing beside me, not standing here by myself.
I felt very confident that we had lawyers working for us rather than somebody that had no experience in this.
Without DLG backing up my modification, I just wouldn't have been able to go into the bank and have them deal with me like that.
They reaffirmed what the mortgage company said and said, it looks good that your modification would go through. I was quite pleased with that.
When I got my loan modified and it was accepted, we were ecstatic. My kids were ecstatic. It was just like new life again.
They were just very positive with us, very encouraging. That gave us a real feeling of security.
DLG got my mortgage cut in half. I can afford my payment. I can buy groceries for my kids and not stress out on just paying a mortgage.
They made my mortgage almost cut by half and then dropped my payment by a third. With the money I've saved, I'm doing renovations of my house and making it what I want.
We celebrate every day we get to stay in our house.
These are success stories from real homeowners, just like you, who are in their homes today with a reduced mortgage payment. Their patience, perseverance, and partnership with DLG saved their home. You can see how good they feel. And you know what? When we are able to save our clients' home and see that stress, anxiety, and crushing financial burden disappear from their lives, it makes us feel pretty good too. You've made the right choice putting DLG in your corner. DLG has the knowledge, the will, and most importantly, the experience to do everything possible to get your life back on the right track. Save your family from having to experience a foreclosure on their home, like so many families across America had to go through. Your paralegal is going to contact you soon to get the ball rolling. They're going to be your contact point for everything you need, and they're going to make sure that everything from your paperwork to the way it's presented is perfect and correct for your lender so you have the best chance at success.
I would absolutely recommend DLG to anybody. Tell other women that are in the same situation as I was that there's definitely hope.
I would, without hesitation, recommend DLG. Absolutely.
DLG did a really good job at helping pick my life back up.
I definitely would recommend DLG to somebody. I actually already have. Having your own home, to me, is you come home and you're safe. You know that it's yours.
When I chose to create DLG Legal, the concept started with its heart being, we provide world-class customer service. With the core being how we interact and how we treat our clients, success would come. I've seen it, and it's worked.
I'm Debbie Stark, and DLG gave us our life back.
I'm Jared Clark, and DLG gave me my house back.
I'm Ron Borders.
I'm Holly Borders, and DLG gave us back our security.